Torres Strait is comprised of almost 170 islands across 7,000 nautical miles. The waters of Torres Strait are traditionally quite difficult to navigate. They're subject to strong currents, a trade wind for almost 9 months of the year, quite remote locations, and the interaction between small boats and big shipping is common. In 2006, I think governments had a close look at the amount of serious marine incidents in Torres Strait and recognised that the level of those incidents and the amount of fatalities associated with them were abnormally high and were unacceptable, and something needed to be done in order to address that. With that in mind, the Australian Government, Queensland Government and the Government of Papua New Guinea joined forces in creating the Torres Strait Marine Safety Program and the special projects that support that program. Essentially, the aims of the program are to ensure that Torres Strait Island people are able to be compliant with maritime safety laws. They are afforded not just the education and information, but the equipment and the know-how on how to use it that enables them to operate their vessels as safely as anyone else anywhere else in this country. The program has been quite successful today. Indeed, the program has seen over 60% reduction in serious marine incidents since 2007 in the Torres Strait. Given the level of serious marine incidents, that's a significant achievement. That results not only in safer people and safer communities in the Torres Strait, but an enormous reduction in cost to the authorities that are responsible for activating and reacting to those search and rescue missions.
We train one person, and whatever they know, they take it back to where they come from, and then they share all that knowledge and of sea safety practice there. Because we do search and rescue, and majority of the rescue is over little things, miscalculation on fuel, or they forgot the EPIRB for some reason because the outboard went off. But come to today now, people are more well organized and they're more careful with their planning when they go to sea. They carry their fuel, they carry extra fuel, they carry life jackets, they carry an EPIRB. Sometimes they know that EPIRBs exist now in Torres Strait.
The evolution of the coursework going from the MED3 and the coxswain course into seafood specific courses has happened in the last couple of months. After running 4 groups through the MED and coxswain course, we've now just done a seafood operations course and more recently a wild harvest diver operation, where we've taken 2 groups of 12 students down to Tasmania, down to the UTAS campus in Launceston. The first group of 12, which was 11 males and 1 female that went down there, went through a whole range of different seafood industry coursework, from theory-based stuff around commencement of business operations through to seafood processing, aquaculture, different fisheries theory, and they finished that off with 1 week out on the UTAS boat called Bluefin, where they went out into Bass Strait there, around Flinders Islands, and did a whole bunch of different things based around fisheries. Those 12 participants all finished there after a 2-week intensive program there in Launceston. Glowing reports back from the AMC, Australian Maritime College's staff, just about how enthusiastic the students were, how willing they were to wake up early in the morning, do all the practical activities and then stay up late into the night finishing off workbooks and task books and that sort of thing that they required to get through the coursework.
My plan is to get into live crate, and with my father and York Island, so we're looking at starting a live crate business, but eventually going into beach to mer as well, which we're doing right now, and look from there, see how we can establish that on York. It's just an eye-opener, because by doing the course theory and the practical, you can actually see everything that and I just pictured that doing everything to what I want to do after this. When you're doing the training and with your courses, if you really put your mind to it, yeah, there's no overload of anything as long as you put your mind to it.
Everybody likes swimming, but they never experience the real diving and the safety about the diving, and yeah, it's something like it's gonna be really popular in the future up in the Torres Straits. And with the dive, the wild harvest dive, it's good because I never done air compressor or scuba gear before. It's a new dive operation again for me, and I'm normally a free diver and dive for products and what I sustain in my own community.
Well, safety and ultimately the safety of Torres Strait Islanders using small boats remains the core of what we're set out to achieve. The success of the program to date has enabled us to branch out into the delivery of more commercially focused training.
Yeah, I hope this inspires everyone, you know, and helps everyone not only, you know, in the safety, to be safe in the water, but also have an impact on people's lives.
Exciting times lie ahead for the Torres Strait Marine Safety Program. I think as our success is recognised and continues to be recognised, we are able to plan with more certainty what we want to achieve over the coming years. Funding becomes less of a problem, the source of funding becomes less of a problem. Instead, we can focus our attention to outcomes and outcomes on behalf of the Torres Strait Island communities.